This year's 21st Annual Sportsmen's and Outdoor Recreation Show, which opened today, is a virtual event. And we're talking with Helen Funk, director of the Jackson County Expo. He's going to be talking about the impact of not having this big event at the Expo. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me once again.
So I know that a lot of folks would rather be out at the Expo doing things the traditional way, but why did you get so involved in making this process go virtual this year?
I'll tell you, Brian, it has been very tough to watch all of our vendors have to sit by the sidelines, as bad as tough as us being closed all year. You take somebody like us, your Expo team, who's used to throwing large events and helping folks host large events, and you tell us to sit on our hands for a year, and it's pretty dang tough. And it's not only that for our vendors. They're not making the money that they would normally be able to make. A lot of them are having to seek other jobs and closing down their vendor businesses. And so when Joe Pate actually came to us and said, I think I've got to figure out something else, we all agreed because we knew we wouldn't be able to have the show. But what are you going to do that's going to make it inviting for people to come online? I mean, we shop online all the time, but we want to support those vendors. And so together we all linked arms, and what we decided is that we were going to give these vendors a virtual option to create their store online and to be able to market them as the Sportsman Show as a whole, and hope that the folks that normally come to the show, there's usually 15,000 people that visit during this 3-day period. So our hope is that these 15,000 people who have their favorite vendors every year will go online. We'll actually go into the virtual show and we'll actually shop those vendors, and let's keep them alive for the season. And that way we know next year during this time, we will actually have the 22nd anniversary of this Sportsman Show.
When you look at losing an event that has 15,000 guests, what does that do for the Expo? I mean, the Expo has bills to pay and staff to keep up, and what kind of a challenge does that pose for you?
It poses a mighty large one, to be honest. The Expo, we've been doing really, really well. We've come a long way from back in 2013 and 14 where we were. We have been able to stand on our own for quite some time now, not having to ask for any help from the county to be able to stand, and our events have been doing well. And this year, not having all of those events and sitting empty, except for some other unfortunate events around the valley, has caused us to see a deficit in our budget. We're still above water, of course, but our staff is all gone basically, and so yeah, things are tight right now. But we're looking forward to actually opening back up again. Now going into the high risk category, we can have a whopping 50 people in our event center. That doesn't seem like much. Under the retail guidelines, we can have 470, but that doesn't really hold a retail show yet for someone to actually consider to rent the building. Once we go to moderate, you can get up to 670 people in the event center, and that would stay that way for the low category as well. So it's going to be a while before we can have a large event indoors in the event center, but we are going to continue to put our best foot forward and give everyone the opportunities that we possibly can.
Are you involved in any other events as much as you have been in the Sportsmen's and Outdoor Recreation Show, trying to build that relationship and keep people in business so when things open up, they'll come back and maybe get the 15,000 people back on your soil?
This is really the first one that we have linked arms so tightly. Most of these other shows haven't made the efforts that Joe Pate has made for his sportsmen's vendors. And so it made a lot of sense for us to do this with him. He went to great lengths to get that show so professional online. His counterpart there in the company was unbelievable in how she put that all together. And so, of course, we wanted to be able to help them. We have been advertising for the other shows that would have been here during that time frame because they're rolling their dates until next year. So of course we're advertising for them, and as like the Mud Factor run that actually moved from May to September, we're already advertising for them as well. But Joe has really done a phenomenal job with this thing online, and for those of you who think it's just one shopping experience, I dare you to test this one.
Well, Helen Funk, director of the Jackson County Expo, we appreciate all your hard work and your challenge, and I'm sure the Sportsmen's and Outdoor Recreation Show will be more successful because of your help. Thanks very much.
Thank you.